Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today I am going to show off the coloring pages that I finished in March. And this is the first time that I've ever done one of these. Pretty much at the very beginning of March, I got out all my coloring stuff again, and I just went at it gung-ho, and I am 100% addicted to color by numbers right now. It all started with this book. This is the one that I first started working in, and then I've got a nice big pile here. I colored like a demon, so there are quite a few pages for me to show to you, so I'm not going to drag this out much longer, and just let's get started. So this is Querkles, the Icons edition by Thomas Pavitt, and this is like the most fun book to color in. As you can see, it is an oversized book. I don't even know what size this is. I think it's bigger than 12 inches, maybe 16 inches. Oh, that seems big. 13 or 14 inches tall, let's go with. It's definitely bigger than 12. So, this is what we get out of this book. It's made up of circles. Each page is numbered from 1 to 5, and then you pick out your own colors, with 5 being the darkest, and then you get lighter and lighter and lighter down to 1. So all you have to pay attention to is is it hue? That's the correct word. Is the hue of the color, so it goes from dark to light. After I had done a few, I realized that with these, since these are all people, that it worked best if I chose black for my dark and a skin tone for my light, and then just let my imagination go wild for the middle 3 colors. So I started in the middle, did a few, and then I decided to go from front to back. So this person, I did not know who it is. It's Jim Morrison. This one is obvious. Oh, and I used a combination of alcohol markers. Oh, no, I didn't. Not in this one. I pretty much used my chameleons in this one, though I didn't do any shading. So Audrey Hepburn, Che Guevara, I believe it's pronounced, Martin Luther King. This one's this worked out well because, like, I don't know who they are before I started, and I picked a dark skin tone for this one, and ended up being Martin Luther King, so that was kind of cool. I did this one before I decided to do the black to the skin tone. No, I didn't. There's black and skin tone. Okay. Yeah, so we know who that is. And then everyone I did in here I did in March, except for one, which I did today, so it's April. Then we have Frida Kahlo. This is a pull-out poster, but I did it today, so I'm not showing it to you. That will be for next month. Okay, so I guess we maybe have, okay, yeah, this one didn't turn out right. I do not like that I picked pink for her skin. I just don't like the colors. And I didn't know who it was, though looking in the camera it's much easier to tell. It's Janis Joplin, in case you couldn't tell. I couldn't. I think that's it. Alright, okay, so those early ones turned out a lot better than I thought they would. Or I thought they did. Okay, then, oh my goodness. Where am I going to put this stuff? Okay, so then the next book that I did is Color Me Wild. 60 color by number geometric artworks with bite by Hope Little and Satan Can Karadaman. And now this one is geometric shapes, and I think I've done 3. But I'll show you the first ones that I did. So this one I did with Prismacolors. And oh, also, the good thing about this is that it gives you a natural palette and it gives you a vivid palette. So if you know me, I will choose the vivid palette every single time. So that was the first one I did in here, and I thought it turned out alright. So then I did, where's the second one I did? I didn't put any tabs on my pages because they were all done this month. So that's the last one I did. Oh, here we go. This is the second one that I did. So I did this the same way with Prismacolors, and I outlined it with a Copic fine line, not a Copic fine liner, why has the name has gone, a Pigma Micron, there we go. So I outlined that. And then my last one is this one right here, which I really like. And I did the same thing with outlining it with the Pigmacolor, but I also tried a new method, which I didn't quite do right on here, of using a water brush with water-soluble felt tip markers, and it worked a little bit on here, but I did do it on another picture somewhere else, and I think I've got the technique down. So yeah, that's a possum, and it is the only possum that I've ever liked. We get them in our garbage at night, and that is one scary thing, to run into a possum at night. They are vicious creatures. Then this one right here, in the middle of the month, I ordered a couple of new books because I only had a few of these to begin with, so I ordered a few more, and this was one of them. It is Brilliantly Vivid Color by Number Animal Friends by F.C. Sehnaz back. Okay, S-E-H-N-A. Well, here, there's no sense me doing that. I'll just show it to you. There you go. That's the author's name. They are a rock painter artist. And there's 3 books in this series. And I have this one and I have the other 2 on order. And this is really cool. At first it seems kind of simple because there are some colors and only a very few done for you on some of the pages. And some of the pages are much more simplistic than the others. These are samples of pictures in the book. They're not simplistic. Oh yeah, we get 4 prints at the beginning. And also the color key is a page in the book, so I exactoed that out. So this one, I believe, I did one in the back and then I started from the front. For some reason, doing color by number books, it just kind of like makes sense to do them from the front. So I did this one, and these were all done in a variety of alcohol markers. I have almost half of the chameleons. I have a large set of Touch News, and then I have Sharpies, some big markers, markings, markets, whatever you want to call them. And then I have a handful of odd ones. I've got some Copics and whatever. And this is just using them all. So I did that one. And of course they're all done with the same color palette, so they're vivid and bright and just what I like. So this was the first picture I did of my own. And one thing that I really like about the pages in this book is the back of them isn't black, it's a pastel color. So your markers don't show up darker. They are perforated and they do come out quite easy. So I've got a lot of these are sort of starting to come out. See that? That's what the backs of them look like. And here's a more simplistic one, but it's still a lot of fun. I love these. And there's 2 more books in the series, Birds and Butterflies and Flowers and Mandalas, I think they're called. Wish there were more. And that's where I am. And that one. Then I have one book here that's not a color by number, and I'm just going to show it to you quickly because I've done quite a few in here, but they're not anything to write home about. I started off by trying out my Zebra Mild liners to see what they colored like, and I really liked them, so I've used them elsewhere. And then I kind of just got into using this as a test out book, because I'm one of the things I'm getting into is trying out using felt tips on double-sided paper and coming up with some good ways to use them. So I tried my Crayolas on this and I hate it. I've tried my Crayolas Super Tips a couple of other times in these other books, and I just do not like them. They're too watery. So yeah, I did that one. I did it again. I finally got the message. And then I have a Japanese set of the Pentel Fuda Nasuko Touch pens. Now they're not the same as the ones that you buy in the North American stores. The Japanese original set has Japanese nibs, brush nibs on them, and they're really, really nice. So yeah, I tried coloring with them and it worked, but these ended up a mess. This one here turned out better. My problem here was that I fell asleep while I was coloring this, and you can see marks all over the page where... Okay, so then I have some of the Ranger Distress markers, and I tried them, and they worked well. And I did it on here, and it worked well. This is using the mild liners again. This is using the Fudanescu Touch markers again. And then I tried using Prismacolors and Gamsol, and that worked really nice. Liked that, so I'm going to be using that to try out new mediums and stuff before I use them in a book, because I've done a lot of testing. It's been a while since I did any serious coloring. I color every now and then. It's something I've always done, but I go through stages of when I'm like in love with it. Just trying to find my first page in here. Okay, so this one here is Color by Numbers Masterpieces. Unwind and release your creativity by bringing art to life. I'm not sure if this one has... Oh yeah, it was over here. The artist is Lexi Listev, and the book is by Paragon. So, my problem with this book is I don't know a lot of these pictures, and I'm reasonably well educated on the most popular works of art, but not that much, I guess, because I don't know what some of these are. Didn't know what this is. Tells you in the back. Each one has a completely different color code than the others. The next one I did was this one. I got Whistler's Mother here. And these are all, everything is done in a variety of alcohol markers, unless I say differently. The problem with this one is that it had a huge color palette where one teeny little thing would be colored that color, and it was like there was like 5 grays that looked pretty much the same and 3 blacks. It was kind of hard to tell what color to use, so that one didn't turn out so well. The next one I really like. Oh no. Well, this one turned out pretty good too. Well, it's just a little one. There aren't too many like this. Most of them take up the whole page. And then the next one is this one. This one turned out really well. I like how that turned out, and I believe that's all the ones I did. So yeah. Then the next one I did was a Sun Life drawing book. This is Coloring Quest, and this took me a few pages to figure out what I was going to use to color these with, because I don't really have fine liners that I like. So the first thing I did was I put these paper clips on it so that the page that tells you what everything is hidden, because I don't like that. So first of all, I'm going to show you the ones I did that didn't turn out very well. I think there's 3. Yeah, this one I just chose horrendous colors, and I have no idea why I've got gold in there. And I just used my fine liners for this, and yeah, they were just way too fine. They're like 0.4s. So yeah, I wasn't going to use those. Then this one I used, I think I did it again. And you see these black marks here? That's because I was falling asleep coloring again. Am I the only one that does that? Embarrassing. Okay, now I think... Okay, now the rest of them turned out okay. So, I just put my hand there so I know. So did this one. And now I am using Sharpies. The Sharpies worked well. I thought they would be too big, and they do bleed over the lines a bit, but you still end up getting a really nice picture. This one surprised me, being a geometric shape like that, but I really like it. I ended up using 2 water-based markers in here, which I think affected the overall look, but I don't have a full set of Sharpies. I don't know how many are there. Are there 36, or I know you can buy them in packs of 24, but that doesn't include them all. Okay, then I believe, okay, so there was this one, and I think I was still using my fine liners for this one. No, you know what? It's a combination of Sharpies and fine liners. This, it doesn't look so bad on the screen. It looks worse in life. And then this one was a surprise to find him in here. Yeah, so that's what I've done out of that one. Then I spent a lot of time in Colortronic. This is a huge book too. It's a square. It's probably a 12-inch square. So next month I'm going to get the companion book to it, which is Animals. This one has a whole bunch of different things, even though it does have a animal on the front. So I've done a lot in here, and the pages in this book are perforated and they come apart very easily. So the book is starting to fall apart at this point, but it's well worth it because these are just absolutely stunning. Each page has its own color palette. They're based off of the same colors, but they're not the same for each page. I did do one a long time ago that I tore out. It was the zebra. I believe I did this one a long time ago too. This one I got out the Crayolas and tried it, and sorry, I moved the tripod because this book is so big. So yeah, I tried Crayolas again here, and they just look ick, and they're not as bright. This one, it's not my favorite, but it was really, really popular on Instagram. This one, I just love. I love this one. I like owls though, so I'm biased. See, you can see like the pages are all coming out. And this one turned out good. There's always a Statue of Liberty in these color by number books. That's something that I have realized. Now the next one I ruined. I thought, hey, wouldn't it be good to outline everything with a micron? And so I did outline it with a thicker line than I should have. And it, yeah, I just don't like that one. Not sure if I have any left. Okay, that one. Okay, no, still got a few more to go. The pages are very thick in this one. And I forgot to tell you who the author is, the illustrator of this one is. Okay, this one I did a long time ago, but it's never been seen the day of light, so. Okay, the rest of them I did in March. That one. And this one was disappointing. I don't like the colors on this one. It's so different from the others, and I really like panda bears, so that one was a little disappointing to me. So this is by Lauren Farnsworth, and this was published a while ago in 2015 or 2016. And as I said, there's the animal book, but doesn't look like there'll be any more, which is a pity because it's a really nice book. Now this is one that I got by Lilt Kids, and they have a lot of color by number books, but they all say they're about birds, butterflies, and blossoms. And I have a feeling that they're all going to be very, very, very similar. You also get a PDF code in this book to print out the pages yourself. So we don't know whether it would be worth buying more of these books or not, but I'm really enjoying doing it. This one's called Adult Large Print Big Color by Number Book by Lilt Kids, and it's got the fish on the front because they all have very similar titles, they all have very similar content, but they have different covers. So I must say though that I really like the pictures in here. The color code is on the back of the opposing page, and it's the exact same thing on every page. So it doesn't matter. If you mess it up on this page, I can still read that. But like I said, it's the same. So yeah, alcohol markers in here again, except for a couple places. This one is the one that I did with felt tips and a water brush. And I think it turned out really nicely. Very painterly. And of course this is Create Space paper, so it's not exactly the best to be using water mediums on, but that didn't stop me. There's my fish page. Funnily enough, funnily, is that a word? Yeah, no, it's not a word. One of the colors is gold, and I find that quite amusing. But hey, it's fun putting a little bit of gold in. As you can see, there's not a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of similarity to the pictures, but they're fun. A lot of fun. Very relaxing, and at this time That's what I need. Now this one here I did completely with watercolors. I put down a layer of clear gesso and then watercolored it. This one here, surprisingly, is very different than the others. My pen was running out on me there. So I did a lot in this one. A lot of fun. So yeah, and then at the back of the book they give you some example pages from their non-coloring by number books. Okay, then my last color by number book, though I do have one more after this, is Brain Games Color by Number, Stress-Free Coloring, and its title is pink because there are 2 more books in the series that have different colored covers, and I really like this one, so I'm going to get the other 2 books in the set too. So again, this one is rather deceptive when you get it and look at it, because it looks simple, and there's little tiny pieces of some color put in it for you. Not on all of them, but on a few here and there. But as you'll see, the palettes are really, really nice. They're completely different for every picture. So yeah, I just really like these. Some of them don't even look like they were colored. Like this one was very simple, but when it's finished it just looks like an illustration out of a book. I had to get the fine liners out for that one. Same with this one. Very different, something completely different from page to page. That one was boring. But then this one wasn't. And I love this one. My pen ran out on me in that one. This one had 3 colors. Very, very simple, but I'm pleased with it. I like the color palette on this one too. And again, very different. They've got lots of black space in them too. I think this is the one I did last night. This one was fun. It's got a spider in it. Wasn't sure at first about leaving those parts not colored, but they're these are the stems of the cherries, and these are the little stems of that leaf, and of course the spider web. So it makes sense. Well, I think it looks good now that I see it on camera. So that's it. Pretty sure I did everything in order in this book. Yeah. Okay, and then finally, towards the end of the month, I decided that, like, since I was like so gung-ho on my coloring, that I would go through my books, which you've just recently seen me organize and purge. So I put all the books that I was keeping back on my shelf, and they all fit nicely, and I put them in alphabetical order by title. And I decided that I was going to go through them, and I was going to color one picture in each one that had not been colored in at all. So the first one I chose was The Adventures of Pinocchio, with illustrations by Fabiana Attanasio. And so what I picked for my first page was this. And so the whole background is done in glitter gel pens. And the Cricket, Jiminy Cricket here, this is when he comes on the scene, is done with a base of matte medium, and then I painted over that with Dylusion's black paint, which is the blackest and the most matte acrylic paint that you can find. And then I went over this with a black Wink of Stella so that it was glittery like the rest of it. And then after that I hadn't had enough of this book, so I went back to the beginning, and it didn't have a "This Book Belongs To" page, so I did the title page of the book. And I kind of did a bit of my mixed media style there on this part here. This is all glitter pens. This is Wink of Luna, and I used a white pink pen. It wasn't a Sharpie, it was what I had on hand. Oh, here it is. This is what I used. A Pen Touch by Pentel. You would think so. Oh, Sakura. Yeah, it's a Sakura Pen Touch in white. Yeah, so that's it. Those are all the pages that I colored in March. And I will be continuing to color. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. It's not the only thing I'm going to do. But I hope to have some coloring chats on if I can think of enough stuff to say to last one. My problem is that I can only sit in this like at the desk for between 20 and 30 minutes, and I'm getting at my maximum here. I've been just over 30 minutes in, and my pain is starting to affect me here. So if I do color and chats, they'll only be 30 minutes tops. But I hope that you'll join me for them. And I post a picture a day of pictures that I've colored every day on my Instagram. So if you'd like to go over there and check those out too before the end of the month comes and you get to see them all together. So thank you for staying here and staying till the end, and thank you for joining me, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And in the meantime, until next time, bye-bye.